TalentedOnes radio, hashtag TO radio, hashtag TO media, hashtag too many hashtags, keep hashtagging out. And we're back, man. Jay Shep, man. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Y'all already know what's going on. We're here to do another interview. And today, y'all already know how I feel about singing. Y'all know how I feel about music. I call it musicmentation when it speaks to the soul. And today, we got a singer out here out of Dallas, Texas, out the Triple D. Y'all already know what's going on, man. Jada Arnell, how's you doing today?
Hi, I'm so good. I'm excited to be here. I'm just really happy to be here.
Not bad, and I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I know it's been crazy. We got this weather thing going on, so I'm glad you took the time out to, come chop it up with me real quick.
Yeah, I never expected Texas to have no winter storm. I was not expecting this at all. It was cute for the first 2 days, but now I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm over this. Like, I don't want no more snow. I'm tired of seeing snow. Give me the 100-degree weather and I'll be just fine.
Right. I was cool with it being a little cold, but then this got to be. Yeah, I can't rock with this. I'm not gonna lie to you, look.
You can't leave the house, and then for us, we're not used to snow, so we go crazy. Can't drive. Everything is closed, so we don't have no food. Well, I mean, I'm blessed enough to be in a place where I have power and water and food, but it's people out here, going through it, struggling right now. So
nah, facts, and y'all at least see a little more snow than Houston. Houston don't see nothing. Houston see
because y'all right by the water.
Right, we see zip. So like people are going crazy. People already can't drive in the city, so now they just going, slipping and sliding everywhere. But I think things is about to change around. Well, that's what I'm praying on. So, it ain't gonna last too much longer. I give it to the weekend. We all
yeah.
Enough about the negative though. Let's get into the positive. Let's get into this music. First things foremost, I'm gonna say incredible vocalist.
Thank you so much.
I say singer on the show when it's real singers. I don't just say singers when if you got a little I'm rocking with it. When did you know that like music was like your thing? When did you peep that did you peep it at a young age or?
Yeah, I've music has always been a part of my life. My mom is a pianist. So when I was younger, she always, bought my sister and I instruments and stuff to play with. So I remember when my sister and I, we got our first like little play keyboard, and we kept it at my grandmother's house. And so we would go over there and we would just bang on it and think we was like playing everything. But I've always been musically inclined and always kind of drawn towards music. I've been singing since I could talk. But around like age 9 or 10, my mom, she kind of started to put me in different talent searches and talent shows around the Metroplex. And I went to one that was in Las Vegas. And I had a great time there. I won a couple of things. So, but that was always really fun. And then it wasn't until I got to high school that I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like from like middle school and up, like intermediate school, elementary, it's kind of the same thing now, but we used to call it intermediate school, and up. I was like a cheerleader. I was running track, and so I was just like destined to go to college to cheer. And I got into like my dream high school my sophomore year. It's a school here in Dallas called Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, BT-Dub. I got in, and so when I got to Booker T, I was like, wow, like I get to go to a school where every single day I can sing and perfect my craft. Taking music theory and learning how to read music and understand music, and having a vocal coach and taking voice lessons and all that stuff, and becoming classically trained as well. Like I was so blessed to have been at a place where I could just perfect my craft every single day. And my high school experience was the best time of my life, and I carried that on into college. I went to a performing arts college as well, so music has always been a part of me, and it's something that I'm extremely passionate about and have always been since I was a little girl.
No, that's dope. I kind of peeped that, so I went and did my little research and did the YouTube history.
Okay.
A little bit, and I seen videos back 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, you singing at different things. I was like, okay, you've been doing this
Yeah, for a minute.
Yeah, you've been on this grind for a minute though. But I like how you kind of did it. You know, I see covers, I see new tracks that we're gonna get into a little bit. You know, so I peeped the grind. So you definitely got a good thing going over there. Who would you say though are like your music influences? Like who do you take after?
Yeah, I get asked this question a lot. There are two people who are like my biggest music inspirations. One of them being Beyonce. Okay. And a lot of times people are like, she's so overrated. She's blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, man, that woman does it all. And I admire her because not only is she one of my favorite artists, but she's a businesswoman. She has her own label, and everything she does is what I aspire to be as like an artist, entertainer, businesswoman, like as a whole. Complete package. And I've seen her live 4 times, and every time it gets better. I always tell people, like, you don't even have to like Beyonce's music, but you have to see her live. You'll gain a newfound respect for her, because the production that she puts on is just hands down one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. So Beyonce. And then my second one, that's 4, but 2. My second one is Stevie Wonder. And I love Stevie. He is like he's just an amazing musician, and he's a writer, and his lyrics always get me. Like, that man writes, and you would never, like, if we had never seen Stevie before, we'd never know that he was a blind man the way that he writes in his music. So I appreciate him as a lyricist, and I appreciate him as a musician, because he's very he's very passionate about his craft, just like me. So I respect him in that manner, and I love him so much. His music is timeless. I still listen to it every day, so I love me some Stevie.
I feel you on those. I like that. And and like with Stevie, I feel like I just got to talk about it. Like, I was talking to one of my friends though. I was like, I feel like Stevie, because he doesn't get enough credit sometimes. I don't think people really understand like Ribbon in the Sky and stuff like those. Those are timeless tracks. You know?
People don't. People really don't understand. I think music has changed a lot nowadays. Back then, and things have to evolve. So I'm not gonna always just be like, music back then was just way better. But things have to evolve. Things changed throughout the time, with decades. Trends change, all that stuff. But it's just something about the way that he was writing back then that sometimes when I listen to his lyrics, I'm just like, man, like, my favorite song by Stevie Wonder is called As, and it is the most beautiful song I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, the lyrics are beautiful, and I'm just like, I get people like, oh, I like Stevie Wonder, but I'm like, y'all gotta really listen to his catalog. Like, some people, everybody knows like the typical hits or whatever, Superstition and Ribbon in the Sky and those kind of songs. But I mean, like, his really, really, really good songs are kind of, you gotta dig in there, especially if you're not a Stevie fan. But see, I'm a Stevie fan. Like, Stevie,
you listen to and everything. I feel that. Yeah, I think the thing is, back then it's the storytelling. I think that's the imagery, storytelling of artists back then to now. I'm not saying that doesn't happen now, but let's be honest, if you're trying to if someone's just going for a hit, it doesn't necessarily have to be the most detailed song nowadays.
Right.
Instead of back then, it was like, I'm making this great song, and it just so happens to be a hit.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And off your influences, I can kind of tell in the sense of like, I hear in your songs, your runs, and everybody that you just named, both them artists has crazy runs. It's like, I get it.
I get that a lot. I try so hard not to. I don't want to ever be. I like the thought of kind of having favorite artists and just kind of like taking bits and pieces from all of them and kind of exploring my own voice. I try not to like sound like anybody else, even though that might be semi-difficult, because I do listen to a lot of Beyonce. But that's my girl. Sometimes I do mimic some of her runs. Especially Stevie's a great vocalist as well. So sometimes I mimic some of his stuff. But I try my best not to do too much, because I don't want nobody saying she want to be like Beyonce. But
yeah, no, I feel that. I think sometimes, but if you just take a little pinch and put your little splash over, you know,
yep.
a little drip on it, I feel like you good. You doing
Yeah.
it. And so now I got to get into this music. I got to get into the last single that was dropped, you know, N.A.L. Negroes ain't loyal. You know, niggas ain't loyal. I like the track. I do.
Thank you.
I've been listening to it a little bit. How did the song come about? Was it us? We ain't got to get to specifics. Was it over a specific situation, or just like, this is just how I'm feeling today? This is what came out.
I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but it was no inspiration behind this song. I wrote it 2 years ago. I guess not 2 years yet. Almost 2 years. I wrote it in October of 2019, so kind of almost 2 years, a year and a half-ish. And at that time, I had only had one single out. And I was like, man, I've had writer's block for a minute. I hadn't had any like good songs that I'd written. So I hit up one of my cousins, and I was like, who was a producer here in Dallas. Shout out to him, Garland Smith. He goes by Louis G. But I was like, you have any like nice beats, like R&B with like a nice groove? And he was like, yeah. And he sent it to me. I wrote to it as soon as he sent it. And then I went to the studio the next day to record it. So I've been sitting on it for a year and a half. And I put out Boy Bye, and it got a great response. And so, like, you know, 2021, fresh start, I just kind of needed to put something out. And so I was like, I got the perfect song. Like, Niggas Ain't Loyal is ready. It's mixed, it's mastered. I don't have to go back and do anything, tweak, One little part I did add, but other than that, the song has been finished. So there was no nigga out here who had just pissed me off. Like, nah, that wasn't the inspiration behind the song at all. So everybody's like, what happened? Who hurt your feelings? I'm just like, no idea.
Text you probably like, girl, what happened? Who did this? Who we need?
But see, the crazy thing is that my friends knew. My friends always get to hear my unreleased music first. So they knew there was no, like, you know, crazy inspiration behind it. But see, everybody else was like, something ain't right. Like, you got some nigga done hurt your feelings. And I'm like, nah, y'all, I really wrote this like a year and a half ago. So
you probably have some people lurking. You probably have some people lurking. Some niggas over there, I'm about to find out who did this.
They can keep lurking. They ain't gonna find nothing. They ain't gonna find nothing at all. So that's how it came about, literally.
Nah, for sure. Dope vibe, dope track. And I like the video. I think like the video was just seemed like you and your girls, good vibe, studio, big chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't have to be the most deep, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
Right. I think I kind of went all out for Boy Bye, my first single and music video as well. So I was like, for Niggas Ain't Loyal, I kind of just wanted to be chill, because it seems like it's one of them songs that obviously all of the men are not going to be just niggas ain't, like, you know. I'm like, this is a song for me and my girls. They can pull up to the studio and just kind of hear the track or whatever, and we gonna just have a good time. And that's literally what it was. We had a good time. Shout out to my cousin Pierre, who actually shot it. He shot Boy Bye as well. And shout out to all the girls who were in it. So yeah, we had a great time.
No, for sure. And it definitely rides in the car too. That's how I judge all my music. So I gotta judge my music in the car. I gotta go driving somewhere, no matter where I'm going. In the car, we testing now, we turning up a little bit. And I think that song for me it's a nighttime groove. So whatever I'm going to in the nighttime, you know what I'm saying? Just vibe out.
That's what's up.
I'm saying, and I don't know. I like songs like that. So for me, you know what I'm saying, I want it, first of all, everybody, if y'all haven't listened to Jada Arnell, now y'all watching this interview, TO Nation, y'all never heard of Jada Arnell, tap in. We're going to have the links to her music right below in the comments, everything like that. Y'all make sure to do that. So Miss Arnell, I do have to ask you a question. So you are on TalentedOnes, hashtag TO Nation. I got to ask you this question. I've asked people in the past. I got to ask you this. You've been grinding for a minute. I've seen the grind. I did my YouTube history. You know, I went back 8 years ago. You just singing, performance arts, high school, new tracks now. I just recently saw that you performed Niggas Ain't Loyal recently. First of all, how was that before I get into the sport?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. That was the first time I ever performed it live. And I got a great response from the crowd. They were loving it. They were feeling it. So I had a really good time. I love performing. It's like what I was born to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't gotten to perform in a long time because of the pandemic. So just kind of getting back out there and getting my feet wet again was like I had a really good time.
Yeah, for sure. Don't you just hate the panoramic?
So tired of being in a panoramic.
Yeah, it's just. But nah, so like got that going on, everything else. So what I want to ask you is which one right now, because you got a lot of upside and I see that, and you've had a long journey. So which one do you think is more important to you? Is it the journey that you're on right now, or like the destination that you're trying to get to?
I love this question. I want to say the journey. And I'm going to say the journey because the journey is what gets you to the destination. I know some people always, you set goals for yourself and stuff like that, but sometimes things don't go as planned. And sometimes the goals that you set don't happen when you want them to happen, and, things change. So I feel like the journey is extremely important because in order to grow, you have to fall sometimes, and you have to fail at things sometimes, and you learn from your mistakes and stuff like that. And I feel like I've done that in my lifetime. I'm not like super, super grown. I'm only 23, but I've been singing for a while, and I've been told no a lot of times. And there have been times where I was told yes, but it's amazing to see how much I've grown and how much I've learned over the years and the things that I've just, gotten to do. So I'm blessed to have, had like a wide range of experience, I would say. I think the journey is important because it gets you to that destination. And sometimes people's journeys are rocky. I'm blessed enough to have an amazing support system and parents and family who really, really support me and would go to the end of the earth to make sure that, I get to fulfill all of the goals and dreams that I have. But like there have been hard times, and it's just something beautiful about making it out of a sticky situation that I admire. So it's the journey for me, because the journey is never technically over. And it's for me, I would say I'm always striving for something greater. There's never like a set end destination for me, because I don't ever want to be a stagnant artist, someone who does not continue to grow, someone who doesn't want to grow, someone who thinks they know everything. Like, I still take voice lessons till this day. I still have a vocal coach. I don't ever want to be someone who doesn't know how to still be a student. So, I think the destination is cool. Like, there might be certain things that I can't wait to do. Like, I would love to get a Grammy, or I would love to perform at the Grammys, or, do these different things, the BET Awards. But it's something about the journey, because it's just like you get to see yourself grow. And it's just a beautiful experience. So that's the answer.
Thanks. I like that. I think the thing sometimes, there's no right or wrong answer. I've had plenty of people say different things, have, different strokes, different folks. I think I agree kind of like with you, with your journey, with the journey part, is that like, for me, the way I look at it is kind of like I said, you're never going to be satisfied. You're going to get to one spot, then you're going to do another thing. When you do another thing, you're going to do another thing. And at the same time, how you going to appreciate where you're going if you're not appreciating what you went through? Like, you can't, you're going to fall so many times. And like I said, we the same age. You 23, I'm 23. So like, especially when you're younger, I don't want to say we have time to fall, because people, you don't want to seem like that. I don't want to fall.
No, and I get that. And we have to stop doing that to ourselves as well. Cause I'm like, dang, I don't got time. Like, but we do, we really do. I have to tell myself to quit putting a time limit on everything. Age, sometimes yes, because the things that people look for in this industry, but I don't ever want to just limit myself because I think I'm getting older. Like, Lizzo is like 30 something, and 30 is not old to me. It might be old to some people, but to me it's not old. But I mean, like, she's in her 30s, and it took her until her 30s to really kick off, for people to start appreciating her music, for people to, really start getting into Lizzo. Mind you, she was putting out music way before then, but people really wasn't digging her. Same thing with the singer Her. She's young, but at the same time, she has been singing. I've been following her since she was going by her real name. So I knew who she was before she came out. And she's been singing since she could freaking talk as well. Plays 6 instruments. She's extremely talented. But, you know, sometimes a childhood star might not be the thing. And, you know, a teenage star might not either. And then, you know, if it happens in your 20s, it happens. But I'm just going to trust the process and hope for the best. And, you know, I'm gonna just let it ride, and whatever happens, happens. And I have to be okay with whatever happens. And that's not saying I'm gonna give up, but you know, you can't. I don't think it's good to always put a time limit on things. Like I have to be doing this by 25, this by 26, and if I'm not married at this age, like it's too much.
Yeah, look, that little marriage part for people. That's a whole nother topic. You got lonely social media, Twitter. We just got done with Valentine's Day. I just see people was tweeting, they was hurting, and people were starving for some attention. But hey, man, we not on that. We on this tip. But what I was gonna say though is interesting enough when you talking about the age thing. I got a story for you. So I went to this event on Monday, past Monday, not this one because we were snowed. Right. But this past Monday, I went to this little networking event, cool event. A lot of people there, industry people, they're cool. But the thing I noticed was like ages. I was like, you know, I'm not asking people ages at the thing, but like when I go back and I'm looking at the people I'm following, I met 28, 32, 33. I was like, oh, I was a baby in here. Like I was looking, I'm Similac in this circle. So it kind of goes back to what we've been talking about. It says like, we don't think we have time, but we got a little time. I don't know if you're religious or not, but I believe everything works in God's timing.
For sure.
You know, it's not our time, and it's God's time. And so whenever
God's timing is God's will, it's all of that. There's a saying that's like, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Because it's like, you can plan out everything in your life. That's why I said things do not go as planned. Like, God be looking at us probably like, I got this. You know what I mean? So that's why I say if it happens, it happens, you know, and I'm prepared. So everything has a plan. Everything has a plan.
Right. And then you should trust your process. Dope singer, great talent. You on your way for sure. So, but what I do want to know is, I need a project. Like, when are we working on a project? Do we have soon? Or like, you know, I got to know. My people want to know. My fans want to know what's up. What we got going?
Yeah. So, a project is coming, and sooner than you actually think. It's coming. It's gonna be hot. I feel like it's gonna be the talk of the town. I'm just, you know, pat myself on the back. But no, it's some hot. It's gonna be so good. I think people are not gonna be expecting a lot of it from me, maybe because they just haven't heard this side of me yet. It's a little bit more grown.
Okay, we on the grown vibes.
A very grown vibe. And like I said, I grew up singing in church, so I had been extremely like apprehensive about coming out with my own music, but I had to, you know, what Erykah Badu say, like, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, I'm an artist and it's music, and there are people who will relate, there are people who won't. That's okay. But I'm excited to put it out. It's coming out very soon, so be on the lookout for that. I want to say in at least the next 2 or 3 months.
3 months. Okay.
So soon. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's been a long time coming, so I can understand why people have been like anxious, like, when are you gonna put out? But just be patient, guys. I want to make sure that everything is perfect for y'all, so that when it comes out, it's just a smooth little. It's here. So yeah.
No, for sure. Whenever it does come out, Send Some Music My Way, we'll play it on TalentedOnes Radio. Got a radio show on Saturday, so we'll make sure it's in, definitely. I'll talk to your people, talk to my people. Get it going, we get it popping. But the last thing I do want to ask you is for anybody, because it's a wide range of people, age ranges and everything. Anybody that's trying to like start singing, or just any inspiration for somebody to just either keep going or like to keep doing what they're doing. You got any quick gems? We already dropped some gems in here that you don't got to pay for these type of things, you know what I'm saying? But do you have like one specific thing that you would tell like a creative or somebody that's trying to do maybe not what you're doing, but in this creative space?
Mm-hmm. I would just say, don't give up. As a creative, there have been times where I could not create. I had writer's block. I didn't want to go to the studio. I didn't have any type of motivation to get up and do anything. But then I remembered that God gives gifts to people for a reason. And if you rest on that gift and you don't act on it, he'll take it away. Mm-hmm. So don't give up. You're put on this earth for a reason. You have a purpose, and some of us find out what we're here for early on in life, and some of us find it out, later along the lines. But if there's something that you are extremely passionate about, and I mean this with everything in me, go for it. Go for it. Don't let anybody tell you it's too hard. Don't let anybody tell you that, you got to have this and you got to have that, because you don't. Mm-hmm. Everything has to start somewhere. You don't have to be born into money. And I get it. The struggle might be harder. It might be more difficult, but at the same time, I've seen people come out of that. So keep going, and always, make sure that you're trying to perfect your craft. Keep working at it, because you're only going to get better. It's not going to get worse. You're only going to get better. Just don't give up, because once you give up, it's just like, it seems like you're not acting on the blessings that God's giving you. And, there are some times where my mama, she'll volunteer me to do something. And I'm like, I don't want to sing. Then I stop myself and I'm like, now come on. Like, that's what you're here for. That's what you do. That's what you know how to do best. So get up, make the video for whoever, and get it done. And it makes me feel good afterwards, because I have a good time. Like, singing is something that like I said before, have always been passionate about. And I would be devastated if this gift was ever taken away from me. So I always try to use it to the best of my abilities. And whenever I get a chance to use it, I'm gonna use it. Whether that's in the grocery store, somebody say, can you sing? I heard you can sing. Can you sing something? Yeah, what you want me to sing? Like, I've never been a shy person when it comes to my voice. So just continue to do what you're doing and don't give up. That's my advice.
God damn it, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not at home clapping, you need to be doing that right now. Some good job by Jada Arnell. And, I've asked what I need to ask, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, but you got to let the people know them social medias, where they can follow you, where they can keep up with you.
Yes, so you can follow me on Instagram at Jada_Arnell, JADA_ARNELL. That's also my Twitter. And if you go and look me up on YouTube, then you can find me on YouTube as well.
Yeah. And so, look, y'all already know the vibes for me. Look, at King_J Shep on IG and Twitter. Look, I do follow back. I really do follow. I be joking that I follow back sometimes, but my IG looking like Issa Rae right now when she said it's week AF. So I need y'all to go run them numbers up. And we need the at TalentedOnes follow. So at Talented_ones on Twitter, at _TalentedOnes_ on IG. Run it up. Make sure to subscribe. We have content on the way. We have so much content. We got interviews like this with Jada Arnell. We got the freestyles coming back. We got commercials dropping. Y'all don't understand. This is 2021. This is a pandemic. We're not in a pandemic no more. So there we go. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm trying to keep up the energy with Jada. She said she dropping soon. We dropping a little bit soon. And all. So I just had to put my little piece in. But like I said, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. And so from Jada, from myself, from TO Nation, y'all already know what's going on. Y'all already know the vibes. We out. Appreciate y'all love, and be safe out there.